Good morning, my name is Johnny Romano, and I'd like to take the next 10 to 15 minutes to present to you guys on NetApp's fastest growing technology, our AltaVault platform. AltaVault is really changing the industry in backup and archiving and really having an impact on a lot of our current customers and prospective customers. When you really look at what we're able to do, it's a disruptive technology that can make a big impact, reducing your ROI and TCO on technologies. So what really makes AltaVault unique? And really what I like to lean on is our 4 pillars that we have. When you look at the 4 pillars of AltaVault, the first one's efficiency. We'll go on this side. The first one is the efficiency of it. You know, the efficiency, what I mean by that is allowing you to hit your SLAs, meaning those backup windows. With NetApp, you can have an ingest speed of 9.2 terabytes an hour. So really giving you that the time and operational efficiency that you need in your environment. The second one we like to talk about is our open, is the pillar I call about open. And that really equates to flexibility, right? You're able to connect with over 100 different cloud providers, work with whoever you want, where you want, and really give you the freedom to use your data as you want. The third pillar that I really like to talk about is secure. One of the biggest concerns that we see now in the industry is your data protect? Is it safe? And you know, with NetApp, we have 256-bit AES encryption, which is really giving you the top of the line, making sure that your data is safe when you need it. And the final pillar that we like to talk about is how simple it is. We like NetApp, we don't want to be complex. You're going to see in my presentation, there's really not much to it. Plug and play, able to work up. There's not a lot of different loopholes to either jump through or things to make it work. When you look at all these different pillars and you add those up, the biggest thing that makes a difference is it decreases your cost. And that makes everybody happy. With IT being asked to do a lot more with a lot less, when you're able to reduce your overall cost, it's really going to make a big impact. Actually, one of my customers we worked with, Spot Trading, we actually saved them 96% of their cost of their backups when comparing it to their traditional tape environment. So as you can see, 96% savings is always good to hear. So, you know, I've talked a little about AltaVault. What I first want to chat here is really kind of talk about the industry, where it is and where we're going. So when you look at it right now, the industry is really going towards, and what makes AltaVault great is the cloud. It's a big topic, everyone's talking about it, and everyone's trying to figure out how are they going to embrace it, right? Whether that be private or public. When you're looking at the traditional cost of backing up data, it used to be 3 cents a gig. Now it's gone to sub a penny in the last 5 years. So that equates to like 1 terabyte of storage is less than $100 a year. That's incredible. That's almost on par with the traditional tape. Very, very cheap, making it very affordable. So companies are starting to look, how can we jump on that wave and make the most of our investments? So that's where the industry is going on. What I want to show you guys is kind of where we are and what people are trying to do with that solution. When you really look at traditional environments right now, you'll see that you have your production data, which, by the way, on average is having a growth rate of 20 to 40% a year. So as you can see, there's a lot more data, a lot more things that need to be saved and backed up. So traditionally what you do is you send that to your backup server, and then from here we'll have the tapes. I'm sure you guys have seen and remember the days of tape, but you have to back everything up, make sure you have it in, no hiccups, then you get your tapes. Once you have your tapes, you're going to ship them off. You're going to have your little Iron Mountain friend come, and he's going to drive them away to their warehouse where they sit. Now what are you going to do if you need to retrieve something? There's a problem. Right now what you have to do is bring it back across, then you have to upload it, and then bring it back to the server. That can take anywhere from 72 hours to weeks. In a day and age where everything's needed and accessible right away, That's just not becoming acceptable. And this is why customers are looking for what is that next solution that's going to fix that problem for them. So as you can see, the costliness and the inefficiency of the tape has really started getting people thinking of other technologies. Now another thing that people are doing is you look at, let's say they have AltaVault or Veeam. This is when you start looking at backup softwares that have a cloud component. Now with these, you can go ahead and shoot everything to the cloud. The only thing is, AltaVault and Veeam alone don't have the deduplication, don't have the compression, don't have the same efficiencies that NetApp would have, which is going to increase your WAN. So a lot of cost into there. And one thing is when you're comparing using a backup software in the cloud, you actually have 5 times more storage consumed in the cloud as compared to AltaVault. So as you can see, it's just a lot of money being spent. Now we work great with Veeam and Commvault, and really it's complementing them, taking what they're able to do and bring it to the next level. So these are two of the traditional things that we see as solutions to a backup scenario, right? You're either looking at traditional tape or backup appliances with a cloud component. The biggest one that we're really seeing is purpose-built backup appliances. Now, for the sake of what I'm usually seeing in the market, I'm going to go with one that you guys are probably all very familiar with, and that would be data domain. So here's where I'll draw really the differences between the NetApps and other companies. So let's just say, for purpose sake, I'm going to kind of blow up the different servers and components of your production. In the NetApp world, you have a lot of flexibility with AltaVault, with what you're able to do. The AltaVault can actually connect with these via CIFS or NFS, which gives you a lot of that flexibility. And it can have up to 288 streams coming in at one time. A lot of different things coming in at it. When you start looking over here at the biggest competitor, like we said, EMC's data domain, yeah, they can connect. But again, everything, as you'll notice, a main theme here is not everything's native. You want to do this, there's a cost, you have to buy a networker to allow for that to happen. Right, so you're already seeing additional costs. Now, we talked about the efficiency of AltaVault, right? And what does that mean? NetApp can actually has an ingest speed of 9.2 terabytes per hour. That's incredibly fast. Now, EMC will tell you, hey, we can do just as fast. What they don't tell you is if you want to have that, it's going to be an additional software. Again, racking up the money to get something that's just native with the AltaVault. And the so like I said, that's, as you can see, to have the same efficiencies that NetApp has had and the AltaVault natively, you've already had to have 2 different licenses and pay for additional things just to get that. Now, second part I want to talk about is encryption. One of the points I put up there was secure. NetApp and everybody is really focusing on how can they make everyone's data protected to make sure that it's theirs and not being attacked and not vulnerable. NetApp actually encrypts at a 256-bit ASE. That is the highest in the industry, and that is very, very encrypted. Now, data domain will tell you, hey, we can do that. Well, first of all, encryption is not native, so if you do want encryption, you have to buy data domain encryption. Oh, and if you want to match 256, that's going to be additional money for the super encryption. So as you can see, it's already getting complicated. You have 3 licenses to manage, and the encryption is just not there in native, which is something that really should be an environment, as you can see, when that is one of the biggest priorities in the industry. NetApp also uses the protocol KMIP, which allows you to natively use your key manager to access and use all that. So, moving on, another thing that really separates us is our ability to maximize and efficiently store your data. NetApp when you're looking at how we actually break it down, we use inline deduplication as well as compression. So when you're looking at how this is going to be presented to you guys, we use what we call IVSL and LT. So what does that mean? NetApp has 30-to-1 compression, deduplication, giving you a lot more data back into your environment. This is huge and critical, especially when we're talking back about the growth that we're seeing in production. Being able to dedupe 30-to-1 is unbelievable. And on the NetApp's, and on the AltaVault, you can cache locally 8 terabytes up to 358 terabytes locally. That's a lot of data, giving you a lot of access, a lot of flexibility to access the data on site, cached when you need to. And the biggest thing is when you look up into when you go to the cloud, right, with the NetApp, all these different things that we're speaking about is going to give you WAN optimization, giving you the most bang for your buck in the cloud, and really giving you what you need to be successful there. So again, you're going to see WAN optimization. All of this again, saying how we're reducing your cost. Now, let's keep on going down the road. Let's say, when I say you have to get to the cloud, if you want to go data domain to the cloud, you can do that. You have to buy another software called Cloud Boost. Again, more money, which is in more licenses and more things to manage, which is not being done natively. Now, I'm a guy who likes to make sure we're all covered, right? Let's plan for the worst. Let's say your site goes down, right? What are you going to do? Well, in the NetApp world, you're actually able to just spin up a virtual instance of AltaVault and spin up a brand new instance of your data, giving you the capability to be up and running even when you lost your production, even when you lost what's very critical to you. You can still know that you're able to have that capability with the AltaVault product line. Now, let's say with within domain you want to do this, whether it's just a failover or just replication, right? With the NetApp, the replication is native. You just go to the cloud and shoot it back down. With data domain, if you want to do replication, you can do it as long as you buy DD. I guess you guys guessed it, replication. Again, stacking up the money. And again, when you're looking at like-for-like systems, so you're spending the money on this side just in case that were to fail over. And you can see it's really not that simple. There's a lot of different complexities that go into it. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to harp on, I'm not an EMC guy. I'm not the tape expert. And I'm not going to tell you that I'm a combo or Veeam guy. I'm here to really explain why AltaVault is so different and really is a disruptive technology. It's really, like I said, it's the fastest growing product here at NetApp. And it's really giving us a chance to get into the space we didn't have that niche yet. We didn't have the components to be competitive in it. And now with AltaVault, it really gives us that chance to be in it's heterogeneous, so we can go in any environment and really make an impact to help you reduce your RTO, your TCO, and hit your SLAs. So at the end of the day, as you can see, NetApp, going back to our 4 pillars that we talked about, efficiency, you're looking at 30-to-1, native encryption, 9.2 terabyte ingest, we got it. Flexibility, being open, any cloud provider you want to go to, allowing you to, if AWS is charging you too much, look at Azure. It gives you that flexibility and ease of use that you have control of your data. Secure, like we said, the encryption native on our system. We're not going to say, hey, we'll encrypt it at a lower rate, but if you really want the best, give me, fork over more money. That's not how we do it. Everything's native and really easy. And that's the big key, simple. And all these together is just, to do what AltaVault did natively, you needed 5 different softwares with our competitor to do the same thing. 5 different softwares, and 5 more different things you have to purchase and worry about. It's a little too complex for me. So at the end of the day, NetApp's giving a lot of different things that are helping our customers. And really what I want to look to is what are the next steps? All right, what are we going to do now, and how can we help you guys in your environment? The first thing I would say is we have a sizing tool. What this will allow us to do is get a good set of your data, understand what's going on, and really size out what it would look like if you're in the AltaVault. And the next one is what I love to give to my customers. I preach about this. I love this. I love it so much, we're going to let you try it for free. We have a free trial. You can use this trial, use it on your actual data, test it in your environment, and see the wonders that it's able to do. And that will really give you